Our drug has been tested in animals extensively and shown very important features. For example, dose protection. And we protected animals against a lethal challenge.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Tonix Pharmaceuticals CEO, Dr. Seth Lederman. Seth, very good to speak with you again. And you're up with an update on the development of your single-dose vaccine for Mpox, that's TNX 801. And this comes as the World Health Organization declares the latest Mpox outbreak a global health emergency. So really illustrating the need for alternative treatments.
Thank you for having me on, Stephen. Yes, we've been working diligently on developing our Mpox vaccine. And now that the World Health Organization has declared a public health emergency of international concern, there's a lot more interest in having the type of vaccine solution that we're developing.
Are you able to expedite the process due to the current situation, Seth?
Yes, we are. We are accelerating all of our internal efforts. Our drug has been tested in animals extensively and shown very important features. For example, dose protection. And we protected animals against a lethal challenge with Clade 1 monkeypox virus. And Clade 1 is the new species of virus, and for viruses, that term is clade, that is circulating in Central Africa and which has now spread to Sweden and possibly other countries. So our vaccine in animals protects against a lethal challenge, and it also prevented the appearance of skin lesions, which we think is indicative of forward transmission, so blocking forward transmission. Ours is a live virus vaccine, and traditionally live virus vaccines have conferred long, durable protection, sometimes lifelong protection against viruses like Mpox and its close cousin, smallpox.
Seth, there was an outbreak back in 2022. That was Clade 2 Mpox, and that came to the United States. Is Clade 1 more lethal than Clade 2?
Yes, it's about 20 times more lethal. In Africa, Clade 2 monkeypox has a mortality rate of approximately 0.5% or half a percent, whereas in Africa, the mortality rate from Clade 1 Mpox is about 10%. So we don't know how that will translate into the United States population. For example, when Clade 2 came to the United States in 2022 and infected 32,000 Americans, the mortality rate was lower than what had been reported in Africa. But Clade 1 is going to be a new experience for the United States and the world because we really don't know how its characteristics will be outside of Africa. And furthermore, the Clade 2B that's spreading is actually different from the Clade 1B that is spreading is different from the Clade 1A, for which we are more familiar in Africa. But from what we know now, it looks like Clade 1B that's spreading in Africa, and it's feared that either is in the United States, will be coming soon to the United States. That has been transmitted by heterosexual contact in Africa. And in Africa, generally for Clade 1, about half of the deaths are in children. So, we really don't know what to expect, but that's why we believe it's important to have a lot of options. And we believe our vaccine is really suited for a public health emergency because it's a one-dose vaccine. And, we believe at scale, it can be manufactured in such a way and distributed with normal, cold chain requirements that it really could be delivered to protect large segments of the United States population.
And it uses your RPV platform, is that right, Seth?
Yes, it does. It's the basis of our RPV platform. On that platform, TNX 1800 is a vaccine to protect against COVID. that 1800 vaccine was selected by NIH as a candidate for Project Next Gen, which is what the United States government is doing to assess new platforms to protect against COVID and also potentially future pandemics.
So Seth, what are the next steps then for TNX 801?
Well, the next steps for us is we have to manufacture GMP material. That means good manufacturing practice material that can be suitable for testing and use in humans. And we are rushing to start that. We had slowed down our efforts because of a number of factors. I think there had been fatigue in in certain sectors about pandemics after COVID. But we have a lot accomplished, and we're quickly rushing to start manufacturing it to start the human testing needed for registration of the product.
Seth, I hope you'll keep us posted on any progress. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Stephen.
That's Tonix Pharmaceuticals CEO Seth Lederman.